So Bloomberg analyst Jamie Couch says traditional finance is driving real-world asset tokenization, and he predicts more firms will enter the space very soon, noting that the tokenization of U.S. money market funds is now nearing $700 million. It was only $100 million at the start of the year. My question is, where is all this money flowing? That's what we're going to figure out in this episode. You're watching DHN. My name is Wade. Let's talk a little crypto. So when it comes to real world asset tokenization, who tops the list right now? According to data from rwa.xyz, Ethereum is in first place, clocking in $345 million in value. Coming in second would be Stellar at $321 million, followed by Polygon at $23.7 million. This is as of October 17th, but I want to know who's behind Polygon. That's the most interesting part there. If we jump over to rwa.xyz and we look at treasury market cap by network, we'll see Stellar and Ethereum are definitely leading the charge. Together, they make up the majority of that 700 million, which with recent market activity, I'm sure that value is a little bit higher now. What this can be seen is as another indicator of institutional interest. And if you look at the state of the market right now with all of these ETFs coming into play, it's really tough to say we're still in a bear market. Now, we got an idea of the top three, but when you dig a little bit deeper and you take a look at the chart of tokenized treasuries and you look at the breakdown by chain, you'll see something very interesting. So Franklin Templeton Investments and Wisdom Tree Prime, those two products run on Stellar, and you'll see these values here, 312 million, 10 million. That makes up the majority of the 700 million right there. So the majority of tokenized treasuries on the market right now are on Stellar Lumens, followed by Ethereum. But you'll notice that Ethereum's products are spread out a lot more. So that's just something interesting to see, a piece of conversation to have if people ask you what's Stellar's real advantage, where's the money going? Well, the chart's right here. 300 million from Franklin Templeton alone, who is also waiting on that spot ETF situation along with Wisdom Tree Prime. That just looks good to me. Now, something else you'll notice here is $39 million from Maple. That's Maple Finance, and that product is actually running on Solana. Maple Finance is a somewhat big player when it comes to institutions having the ability to tokenize traditional financial products. They chose Solana's blockchain. Everything will be transacted in USDC, which makes a lot of sense when you recall that Solana was recently brought into the entire USDC ecosystem via Visa. Another thing that you'll see all the way down at the bottom, Yield Tech. And what network is that running on? XDC. I'll admit, it was right here where I bumped into something that was a bit concerning. You'll notice that there is no yield to maturity, and there's also no reported volume as of yet. I wonder if they're looking for a middleman of sorts. There's a story. DTCC recently just acquired Securrency, which we know Securrency is in the XDC ecosystem, and it gives them clearance when it comes to these type of products. So I'm assuming that now that the DTCC has their hands in Securrency, and we're going to cover that story too in just a second, you'll learn that they planned on using Securrency to increase the amount of these products. So XDC is definitely going to be at the top of the list when they start rolling things out. Now let's look at the other one for Solana, Maple Finance here. So I wrote some quick notes about Maple. Institutional Capital Network, founded in 2019, provides infrastructure for people to run blockchain lending businesses and connects institutional lenders and borrowers. Institutional favoritism, they definitely got it, right? This is a cash management pool. It is backed by USDC, minimum investment of 100,000, and the manager is Room 40 Capital, which is a very quiet company, but they're focused on blockchain, finance, incorporating traditional companies. We've heard that story before, and you can see the market cap currently is about 7 million in USDC. That is another pattern Because when you look at Wisdom Tree's product, you'll notice that the market cap is denominated in USD and your minimum investment is in USD as well, as opposed to XDC's arrangement and Solana's arrangement, which is in USDC. Very interesting, guys. And then the Franklin on-chain fund denominated in USD as well. So that should give you a rough overview when it comes to real world asset tokenization. The top 5 right now: Ethereum, Stellar, Polygon, Solana, and once that money starts rolling in, it's going to be XDC Network. All 5 are on the Elite 8 list this year. So guys, hey, I'm trying to tell you, I think I'm on to something. Now let's cover this. DTCC acquires blockchain tokenization firm Securrency story. Securrency, the startup best known for its compliance-aware token framework where security tokens are aware of local regulations. Last year, former senior State Street executive Nadine Shakar became the CEO of Securrency, and guess what? She's now going to lead their digital assets division in collaboration with her former employers, the DTCC. It gets even better. They say that Securrency is an important strategic acquisition that will give us the technology to drive market-wide transformation by enabling end-to-end digital lifecycle processing for tokenized assets, digital securities, and other financial instruments. Financial instruments like the ones we just covered. So how you have to look at this is you'll understand that Securrency and XDC, they're locked in. I told you that many times in XDC videos that their relationship with Securrency is going to give them their leeway here in the United States. And now with the DTCC acquiring Securrency, this is an acquisition. So now they have full control. They can open up Securrency to all of Securrency's other partners, and it's quite the long list. I think Ripple might be on there somewhere. But again, we're about to see the real world asset tokenization market blow up, and these 5 assets that we just talked about are going to be sitting at the top of the pile. Now, it goes on to state that the DTCC plans to enable institutional DeFi and embed digital assets within its existing products. It will also explore use cases with asset managers, broker-dealers, and custodians. Securrency's technology will be offered under license as it is currently. For example, Wisdom Tree Prime, the asset manager's digital assets offering, uses Securrency's technology. I definitely see some expanding of these products. On one end, you have the tokenization of traditional financial investment channels, and then we have these ETFs, spot Bitcoin ETFs, Ether futures, Ether spot ETF launched earlier this month. So, man, again, let's get over 40K. We get over 40K, I'll start screaming bull cycle too. Let's wrap up. Federal Reserve released a paper on the benefits of tokenization in real world assets. And I just want to share this perspective with you to give you an idea of what type of assets are going to be tokenized. So the title of the paper is called Tokenization Overview and Financial Stability Implications. Real world assets such as stocks, bonds, real estate, and commodities are already being tokenized. Tokenizations have the potential to provide a variety of benefits, including granting investors access to markets that are otherwise inaccessible or costly to enter. I often see that sentence when I do my research where they talk about decentralized access to financial markets, giving people the ability to access investments that they wouldn't be able to access before. My thinking is, what is the market going to look like at that point when everybody can now access these investment channels? There's a lot of stimulus going into the economy. Depending on who you ask, we're actually in a better position than we were a few years ago. Some people will say that we're worse, but all I keep seeing is funding this and grants that and instant payment this. All of these systems are being put in place for a large amount of liquidity to move around. So it just has me curious. What I see is an interoperable world. All of these networks are going to be connected because what we're headed to is a global liquidity system. That's I know that sounds probably far-fetched, but guys, I don't know how else to describe it. It's going to be money everywhere. So, but what do you guys think though? Let me know down in the comments. As always, I want you to have a great day. Have a prosperous day. Remember, if that money is digital, so is the hustle. I'll see you in the next one.